I swear to fucking Christ. What is up, guys? Welcome to a new video, and today we're here to go ahead and talk about Forza Horizon, for more specifically winter. So last night they ran another stream which went through another season of the game being winter. Unfortunately I was at work, so I couldn't make a video yesterday on this. That's why we're doing this today. Now, you've probably heard a lot of what people have had to say about the actual thing itself, you know, the whole winter landscape. They didn't show it as much in this stream as they did in previous streams. So we do have a little bit less to go off, but I do still have some of my opinions. I'm not necessarily going to talk about the actual features themselves, because I think everyone on God's earth has covered those. Instead, just going to be talking about my opinions, what I think about it, what I, think about Horizon, so far, given, this stream has just happened. Because again, I'm utterly shocked. Now, even though they didn't show as much as they have showed in previous weeks, that doesn't mean what they didn't show was still not important in any way. The stuff they showed this week in some regards is probably more important. So for example, they showed off car mastery. Now, I know Theo talked about this a lot in his video. I'm just going to quickly touch on it because I don't want to repeat a lot of what's already been said. But car mastery is basically with each car you have a certain set of things you can acquire. So these things will give you a higher skill chain, or maybe give you a second life on a skill chain, so if you crash you don't lose it, those types of things. And essentially every single car has those, and you can now use your skill points on these car mastery parts. Now, the things about these car mastery skill point chain things is that if you had a car that was fully maxed out and had all of the perks, you can actually sell that for more on the auction house, because obviously it's a better car for those types of things, which is really cool. As well as this, last week they touched on the campaigns and how that's going to work. You get rewarded for doing anything now, so if you want to do a Mixer campaign and you just want to stream using Mixer, don't know why you'd use Mixer over Twitch, but it is Microsoft. You can do that. If you want to just only, paint in this game, you can only paint. If you only want to go ahead and race, you can only race. This is actually the first time in a racing game I've seen you be able to truly do whatever you want. It's the most complete, it looks like the most complete experience for a racing game in a very long time. You've got 4 different versions of the UK, pretty much 4 different maps of the UK in itself is mad. Then you've got the huge car list, then you've got the different ways to play the game. For the first time I can actually say that you can actually play this game in many different ways and still progress, if that makes sense. You've got, constant events with Forzathon Live and, the normal Forzathon mode. Essentially, that's coming back, so you're gonna have your hourly, weekly, and then monthly. I think that's the order it goes in, but, that's really cool that there's always gonna be stuff to do in the game. Horizon has been a series that's been very deep to my heart for a very long time, and I feel like they have been, on the back burner for a while. I keep saying this, in my Horizon videos, they've been on the back burner. They haven't really been pushing any boundaries, but this is the first time in such a long time with Playground Games I can actually say that this game looks like they are truly pushing themselves, and I'm so excited for Forza Horizon 4. I had such low expectations for this game. I expected the same game as we got last time, maybe with a few more little things here and there. I didn't think they were going to go this far in, and I'm really happy they picked the UK, because I feel like that's partially the reason why they've taken that extra leap forward, is because it's in their home country. That's where most of the guys from Playground Games and girls actually grew up and stuff. So I feel like that's maybe the kind of kick in the balls they needed to kind of wake them up and kind of do something a bit more than just add a blueprint mode. Really cool stuff from this winter stream. I'm going to go ahead and link the full thing down in the description. Again, they didn't really talk about much. They talked about Forzathon, which is coming back, and the Forzathon shop. So essentially, you don't have to only rely on wheel spins to get certain cars now. Eventually, some cars will be going in the Forzathon shop, which is alright, I guess. But it's still a bit weird, because obviously if you do want a car, immediately, the only way of getting it is in a wheel spin. The cars won't always necessarily be in the Forzathon shop. Then they obviously talked about car mastery, which is really cool. They talked about the UI for a bit, which was really interesting to look through the UI. That's something that, for me, it's just one of those things when I look through, I like to see that before the game launches, just because it's one of those cool little niche things. Maybe that's just me being a bit of a nerd, but it was really cool to have a look through the menus, see the kind of the weather and stuff on the menus. That was pretty cool. They touched on bonus boards and stuff and how the level design for the bonus boards works, but again, nothing that was truly huge like last week. Next week we're gonna get something huge though, in terms of competitive multiplayer. Please be good. Please please be good. For me, next week is a huge week. We're going to spring next week, and yeah, there's a lot to see. My hype is going through the roof with Horizon. I don't want to ramble for too much longer, but it's awesome. You know, everything they've shown off so far is awesome. I can't wait for next week to see what happens with spring. I also want to say before this video does end that it's really cool they made it so you can still drive hypercars around certain parts of the map. It's not just going to be you in 4x4 cars during winter. And I just want to say that because I know a lot of people were worried. For me, it was one of those things that was kind of like a no-brainer. Like, they kind of have to get that sorted because it's so fucking obvious. But that is a thing which is really cool. But obviously, you know, winter is a bit more of a 4x4 season compared to others, but you can still drive hypercars really fast around the map if you really want to, and that's just something I wanted to mention because I knew a few people probably have those questions. But Horizon 4 looked awesome. I can't wait to finish the Horizon 1 Let's Play now, having seen all this. It's getting me really hyped to get it finished for when this game comes out. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have an awesome, stay safe, and peace.